You everybody respect. Let me give my shout out. All the people don't come up in here. Although there's a few people, but guess what? A few people. Hey, guess what? Ronda Williams, Cupid, my sis, Diamond Shooter. What's up? What's up? What's up? It is Friday. It is Friday. It is Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. You see what's strolling across the screen right now? We must protect our children. Yeah, we must protect our children. No reason I say that. And here's a story of an Atlanta Black Star. It happened in Massachusetts, right? It happened in Massachusetts. Tell me how y'all feel about this right here. Tell me how y'all feel about this. Yes, that I'm sure resident people in California give reparation. I'm gonna do that today. We have some Massachusetts school. That don't care how you look at it. You do not handcuff a kid, especially what that guy's needs and got mental health problems in a police a school research security guard. My brother, a Massachusetts school district, respect, my sister, my off to a classroom to respond to a 9-year-old black student mental health crisis by handcuffing him to a pole to restrain him from black boy at that to a pole because he having a mental health crisis. Change up a little bit. Let me change up a little bit. I'm finna go something. I'm finna go to another. I'm just gonna leave the studio for right now. I'll be right back. Cool. Can y'all understand anything right now? Can y'all understand anything right now? Can y'all hear me? How is my reception now? Okay. How's my reception? Is it good? Let me know. Let me know. Okay. Thank you, Chill Will. Thank you, and thank you, Damn Shooter, for letting me know. Thank you for letting me know. Back to the story. How would y'all feel if the school called the cops? Yeah, let's put the prayers hands up for El Compa. Yeah, we know the situation that right there. We know the situation, and we all gonna go through that one time or another. We're gonna need prayers too. Let put First of all, let's have about a 20 second, 25 seconds of moment of silence, and I want everybody to put the prayers hands up for El Compa. He is a he is a brother that got it that something happened to him. I don't want to get into detail with it, but I know what happened to him, and we got to love our brother. We got to love each other, no matter what. We got to love each other. But some of them, the hell with them. But a brother that try to do right, that doing right by the community, we got to love him. We got to pray for him. Got to pray for him. Okay. So here we go. Let me get back to the story. I said 25 seconds. Okay, 25 seconds of prayer. Close your head and meditate on the life that we got right now. All right. How everybody doing today? Besides that news, I was gonna go live last night, but after getting that news, I felt like it wasn't right to go live like that from for that situation. You know what I'm saying? I felt like it was a time for us to reflect on our life and what we've been going through in life. So that's what my call on that. And West AP said yesterday, is that YouTube is nothing right now. Respect to my California sister, Cali Love, Monique Hill. Respect. And not only let's say Sky Swipe, respect, respect. Let's send out together we break production, respect to you too. Let's send our prayers up for all the brothers and sisters that been and all the kids and all the adults that been shot, that been in some type of violence, domestic, it doesn't matter. Let's send all prayers out to them. Let's send peace and blessing that we this world will get better as we get older. So we are who we are. Respect you knew. I thought I had that. I thought I already did that to you. Let's see. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on for a minute. I'm trying to do so. Yeah, we are in a dire need these days and time. So I'm gonna I'm gonna tell you why we need to start protecting our children. See, these cops, these people who we send them to be protected at some place that they feel safe but cannot feel safe. It's a building called school, and this and the Massachusetts School District and the City Police Department in Massachusetts had came under fire because the officer was called to a classroom to respond to a 9-year-old black student mental health crisis by handcuffing them to a pole to restrain him before taking him to a local hospital where authorities held him in adult custody. What place in right mind? What place in right mind does some adults go handcuffing a 9-year-old little boy to a pole? Where they do that at? Not only that, only our kids as we are dark skinned tone people. Our kids tends to grow our kids tend to grow as they don't look their age. They don't look their age. Respect Kenny, respect Kenny. They don't look their age. He do not Our kids do not look their age, right? Okay. But somehow they fear our kids because they don't look their age. They bigger. They bigger. They stronger. They don't look 9. They don't look 5. They don't look 6. They don't look 7. But guess what? That doesn't make a damn difference. What how they look is their age that makes the difference. If they 9-year olds, you'll treat them like a 9-year old. But do not go handcuff a mentally ill, special need 9-year old to no damn pole. Do you think they would have? Do you think they would have handcuffed a 9-year old white kid to a pole with mental health issues? Respect E. James. Respect. Do you think they would have handcuffed a 9-year-old other 9-year-old other ethnicity nationality to a pole that got a mental health crisis that got special needs? Then took him to the hospital and still treated that kid like he was an adult. Had him in custody like he was an adult. Okay, I'm continue reading. Lawyer for civil rights alongside Addison
Kruger LLC law firm in Boston wrote a letter to the Walpole Public School System and Walpole Police Department demanding the district take action to implement wide-ranging reform. The letter recounts the incident that happened on January the 12th. A third grade student with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, and delayed intelligence. Come on now. I would want that right there tells me they don't give a damn about our damn kids. They don't give a damn about our kids. Because if they did, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that. Okay, they don't have a training. But why are you going to send a cop to a mental health crisis anyway? You do not call a cop, a whole bunch of cops to come to the classroom cause a student have a mental health crisis. You don't do that, no matter what. It's not an excuse for them. They look how they do us as an adult. Look how they treat adults. I'm a I'm gonna tell you a story about what happened. A mother, she was Caucasian. Her son would have a mental health breakdown, right? And he was sitting in the truck. The mother was still sitting there talking to him. Then all of a sudden, the sheriff's deputy pulls up without even talking to the mother, without talking to the guy that having a mental health breakdown. They just opened fire. They just opened fire. They just opened fire. And the mother was right there at the driver's side window when they started firing. Luckily, she didn't get hit. These cops need some of these cops are mental health. They've been bullied all their life. So, in other words, how to get back at folks, they want to become a cop. They want to become police officers. But really, a police officer want to be police officer. They're not really no police officer. Back to the story. Okay. This child had all these deficiencies, had all these special needs, right? They had all these special needs. So it kind of behooves me that they would call cops to a classroom for a child, okay? And became dysregulated while in his elementary school class, according to both groups. The student individualized education plan has procedure in place to apply positive reinforcement that will help regulate his behavior. Instead of implementing those school measures, the staff called the school resource officer, who did call in also from the Walpole Police Department. They had stuff in place to deal with that, but they chose not to use it. They called the resource officer, who called his buddy at the police department to come down there. We got to protect our kids. That was said, if you can homeschool your kids, homeschool them. Homeschool them. Because these people are not equipped to deal with our children. They are not equipped to deal with what's going on as well. They are not equipped to deal with us in any kind of old way. We want to sit back and take it. We want to sit back and take it. Ain't no way in hell I'm gonna sit back and take it. 2 Walpole police officers arrived and forcibly handcuffed the child and restrained his arm and legs. And at the point, he was taken to a nearby hospital and held in custody where he was unable to reach his mother until he was discharged. That's a lawsuit. That's why they sued. You do not do that to a child. You supposed to contact an adult, his guardian, which they did not do, which the school did not do, which that failed that child. People always failing the kids. We are not going to fail no kids no more. When are we going to say enough is enough about our kids? By anybody's kids, we're going to say enough is enough. See, they failed that child. They did not call the mother. They didn't inform the mother of nothing that was going on. They didn't inform them. Why they did not inform them? It's kind of crazy that they would do that. Cause why you want to do that to a child? Handcuff him. Then the hospital is negligent too, cause they did not contact the boy's guardian, his mother, until his discharge. Eric Richmond, an attorney with Lawyers for Civil Rights, stated the action taken by and directly contradicted the school's own guidance for regulating his behavior. That contacting a child is the first priority. But you don't go by, you are not going by policy. You're not going by policy. You're not going by policy. Okay? Policy is not what it's supposed to be. It is that of policy can be broken. It's all about culture. What the culture in that dynamic it is. Its culture is about that dynamic. I will be right back. Let me take a few minutes break. I'll be back. I gotta go take care of mom. You know, mom comes first. Mom comes first. I'm gonna take a few minute break. Let me see. Try to see. Hold up. I'm trying to see where we'll go here. I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
OB, you made it hit, nigga. Harry ran it up.
You know, that is so crazy that they would do that to a 9-year-old child. That is considered. We would do that to our. If we would do that to our own child, that is considered child abuse. That is child abuse. Yeah, it is crazy how that right there. See, everybody got policy. Everybody got policy they got to follow. But it's not policy. It's not policy that they follow, right? It's not policy that they follow. It's the culture. It's the culture that got to change. If we don't change, if they don't change the culture, the policy does not matter. See, they had policy how to handle, how to take care of that young 9-year-old black child, and they disregarded it. They disrespect Nate the Great. They disregarded it, that policy. Cause guess what? Just like Dr. Rashard Richard said, culture eat policy up every damn time. Cause if you don't change the culture or something, the policy get thrown out the window because they so used to doing things the same all the time. See, the lawyer said, she said the incident exemplifies adultification of a black children. This is a form of discrimination where black children are perceived and treated as older than they are. Who would agree with that? Our children are perceived and treated older than they are. We are the only demographic that they do that to. We're the only demographic that they do that to. Okay? And WPS staff did frequently describe the child as big for his age and strong that he looked. The letter both groups wrote also cites this case as an example of the over police of black school children. They over policing us. We sometimes over police ourselves sometimes. But we got to take a look at the whole spectrum and the whole outlook of things. We send our kids, our children, our child to a place where they're supposed to learn something, but they ain't learning nothing but disregret, dishonesty, especially if they not learning nothing, especially if you're not teaching them nothing at the house. Especially if you're not learning nothing at the house, guess what? It is what it is. Cause we got to sit down. We the only demographic of people got to sit down with our kids and have that talk with them. Why is that? You see how they treat. You see how they treat this black little boy who have mental health issues, that has special needs. No sympathy, no empathy for the child. Call the police on him for what? What the police don't have no skill set, no mindset of how to handle that. Some of them don't even have a mindset of how to handle a mass shooting. Think about what happened at that school shooting. Cops were too scared to run in at that school shooting. I think Arizona, Texas. They were scared to run in there and try to save them kids. If you're too scared to be a police officer, you don't know how to talk to people. We know we got some people out here in the real world that don't know how to talk to people in real life. Okay? It was erroneous, the departure for procedure, the basic decency evidencing either a complete lack of training for this scenario or worse, willful neglect. I think that was willful neglect. How many of y'all think that was willfully neglect by the school, by the police department, by the school district? How many of y'all think, if you think that was willfully neglect, put one in the chat. You think that was willfully neglect? According to WBUR, Wapole Public School Superintendent Bridget, that was her last name, released a statement which is important, said, Wapole schools are committed to the safety and education of all of our students, regardless of race and other protected characteristic. Said that she could not comment further on the incident without parental permission. How the hell you cannot comment on it? How the hell you cannot comment on it? Hey, you said that much, but the thing is, you didn't come out to say that the teacher, the SOR officer, did something wrong. You didn't say that. You did not say that. So, so be it. And here's what the police chief said. I understand the fellas don't speak just to protect the child. Nobody else protected the child. The people that are supposed to protect the child did not protect him. The parent doing the right thing. The fella doing the right thing. Protect that child. We got to start protecting our children, folks. This is what the police chief said. Email confirmed that his department did respond to an elementary school in January to assist staff with a student. He declined to comment further on the incident on the action of the officers who responded. They can't come in because he's underage, but they could come. They come in on everything else. That should never. That should never been done. See, they didn't call out the wrongdoing of the school district, the school resource officer, or the policeman that did that. They didn't say that we should have called. I'm sorry, we should have called the police. We should call his parents first. See, that's what they should have did, but they didn't do that. They took matters in their own hand. They didn't follow policy. Like I said, culture eat policy up any day of the week. How many times have they done did that to a child? How many times have they did that to a child? How many times have they did that to a child? Here's some of the thoughts that people said about this. Here's some 9 thoughts that people said about this. This on May 8th, right? These officers need to take child development classes. How would they feel if it was their child? We are human. We are human beings. We have feeling. We care. We hurt. We love. We just like you and your family. Do you have a heart? Because it's black. Because it's black child, he or her should be treated as a child, and that goes for any race, which is true. Which is true. It goes for any race out there that this shouldn't happen to this child. Yeah, Waypool is a predominantly white suburb town. While one of my children attended a regional school within its boundaries, their principal, not affiliated with Waypool Public School District, threatened to call the police when my Caucasian high school student whose IEP that principal was violated was crying in the restroom and refused to come out. I heard the principal make that threat while I was trying to calm my child over the phone. I called the Waypool police and begged them not to come to the school as this would have further traumatized my child. I was reassured and told that the principal had not in fact called the police. I drove there as fast as I could and brought my child home. Yeah, they always doing that to a child. It's bad enough our child got to see what's going on. These mass shootings, they got enough to worry about these days. They got enough worried about these days. They got enough, and that's how people treat our children. That's how our children are being treated. That's how our children being treated. It's sad. It is so sad that our children are being treated that way. I want y'all to hear this story right here. Hold on, I'm going to play it. I want y'all to hear this story right here. See what y'all think about this story right here.
Put up the picture. What about you? A biological father gets contacted by his biological daughter years later, because the daughter was given up for adoption. In her adulthood, she wants to find a father, she finds him. He then violates his own daughter. A woman who was given up for adoption as an infant tracked down her biological father years later, only to be sexually abused by him in a hotel once they finally met. The unidentified woman was given up for adoption by him, Ronald Antenor, 53 years of age, a wannabe influencer and pro wrestling manager known as Ron Ratcatcher, according to the Smoking Gun. I'm going to give you the background to this very sad story. So the daughter traveled to meet her father. This was August 2021 in Florida. After learning of his identity and connecting with him on social media, according to affidavits shared this week by the site, it's unclear how old the woman was at the time. There, the pair spent the day drinking before going back to a hotel room where they both did drugs together. They did acid. That's according to the complaint. The victim stated that as the acid took effect, she became physically unable to resist her dad, who then had sex with her while she was laying on the bed. That's according to the complaint also. As the effects of the acid began to wane, the victim was able to flee and immediately contacted her boyfriend, who told him what happened, according to the document. The boyfriend alerted the hotel, and Antenor became alarmed and fled when a private security guard arrived, according to the documents, which added that the dad abandoned the victim once he had his way with her. During a post-Miranda interview, this father, if you could call him that, made incriminating statements as to what had taken place between himself and the victim, the docs state. The dad, who listed an address in Alabama, was busted in Clearwater last week and charged with felony sexual battery for the incest. Online records show. He was also charged with misdemeanor possession of drug paraphernalia. It was not immediately clear why he was arrested now for the alleged attack. He remains in custody on bond totaling $302,150, according to records. He has pleaded not guilty to the charges and ordered not to have contact with his daughter, court records show. All right, let's get this piece of garbage back up on the screen. I want to highlight the story because, you know, I was a foster child myself. And
let's take in consideration. That's for you for your father. You look for him. Your mother look for him, and they wind up doing something that to you. It don't matter how much alcohol, how much drug that you take. No parent should do that to their child. Now, if I was a girl boyfriend, if that was my girlfriend or that was somebody else, somebody in my family member, that guy would be gone. That guy would be gone, because what going to happen to him? He fled, and he fled this, he did this, he did that. But guess what? He did not protect his daughter like he's supposed to. You don't force to drink and do drugs with your daughter. You do not supposed to do none of that. Who are protecting our kids today? Who are protecting our respect now, Fi? Who is protecting our children? Who are protecting our women? Excuse me. Who are protecting them? And always excuses. Who gonna take the? Who gonna take? Not excuses. Who gonna take the responsibility and say, "I did this, I did that"? Who gonna take responsibility? Somebody gonna have to take responsibility. When is they gonna start using the policy instead of going by culture? See, it's not just the police officer. It's just not a school. It's not just the school difference district. It's us as parents. We got to take responsibility of our kids. We got to take responsibility. Say, this is my responsibility. That's my child. I want you to call me if something goes on. Do not call the police. Send to the principal, whatever. Call me so I can get down there so I can rectify what's really going on so you can talk to me, an adult. Do not treat my child as an adult. Do not put handcuffs on my child like they are an adult. See, I remember, I think it was a 5-year-old. It was a 5-year-old that they handcuffed too. And put her in the back of a patrol car because she was acting out. That's what kids do. That's what kids do. Kids being kids. Do you have kids? Do you? I want to have these school officials ever raised their kids? Have these cops ever raised their kids? Have their kids ever acted out? I guarantee they ain't put handcuffs on their own kids. I guarantee you, if their kids acted out in school, they wouldn't call the police on them. I guarantee you that. But at the same time, it is crazy how this world is. Yeah, age don't matter, you knew. Age do not matter. Because you know why it don't matter? Because it's not happening to them. It's not happening to their child. It's not their child. That's why it doesn't matter to them. It doesn't matter to them. I love all kids. I love all children. Because guess what? All the children is our future. See, they want to try to stop this and that from the kids learning. You know why that? You know why that is? Because some of these kids is not falling for the bullshit that they spitting out, the bullshit that they are teaching. We got to wake up. They got to wake up. We got to wake up. We got to wake up. We got to wake up. And if us as adults, us as parents who has children, step kid, foster kid, adopted kids, no matter what kid, if we don't protect our children, protect the kids, who gonna protect our children? I got another story to tell you. I got another story. Cops. The cops who killed the 8-year-old girl, right? Cops who killed the 8-year-old girl. They don't get nothing but 5 years probation. Yeah, you're right. You knew they are. Some of these parents are evil. This is this story right here. This is what they said. I do not believe they are a danger to the community. Judge says a former suburban Philly cop who fired shots into a crowd that killed 8-year-old Fanta Billington to 5-year probation. They fired in a crowd. 3 former members of the Sharon Hill Police Department received 5-year probation sentences last week for their role in a shooting near a high school football stadium in suburban Philadelphia in August 2021. The district attorney said the cop displayed a horrible amount of recklessness by shooting 25 times at a car that erroneously thought was connected with gunfire the officer heard nearby. See, how in the hell you gonna fire 25 times at a car you thought was involved in a gunfire? But yet You killed an 8-year-old, and judge says you 3 to 5 year probation. How the hell you get sentenced to 5 year probation? I don't know. But guess what? It is what it is. Justice system is not fair. Justice system do not see. Justice system is only fair to those who wear the blue uniform. That is not of dark skin tone. Justice system is unfair to the it's unfair to the dark skin tone people like ourselves. It's unfair to some of the folks that are not skin tone that don't have a lot of money. The justice system is really blind because these cops only got 5 year probation for killing an 8-year-old, for firing in a crowd, which they bullet could have hit somebody else, which it did hit somebody else. But an 8-year-old child is dead because they fired into a crowd. Let us fire let us fire into a crowd. We wouldn't got no 5 year sentence. And somebody dies. We would have had life in prison. We would have been charged with murder, attempted murder, and all other 5 or 6 other charges that they would have tacked on. This is after a high school football game. If you don't know what damn gunfire coming from, do not shoot it. If you don't know if that's the car or not, do not start shooting into a car, cops. Your so-called police officer, do not start firing into a car. Hell, maybe you do fire into the car, you might get probation anyway. But that's a crash here. An 8-year-old is dead. You had a 9-year-old little black boy that was handcuffed to a pole, and the mother wouldn't call until he was discharged for the hospital. We gotta protect our children today. Starting right now. We gotta sit down and have a talk with them. Tell them I love you, and that no matter what it is, whatever you got on your mind, you can come talk to me. No struggle, mom. None of that. But we got to sit down and listen. Not just listen. We got to hear what our children are saying. And some of these parents are evil. Just like you said, some of them are evil. Some of these parents are evil. Yeah, you're right. Bullet don't have no name on it. When shooting, it do not have no name on it. You fire a gun, no matter what kind, I don't care the rifle, you start shooting into a crowd. And you thought and shoot into a car that you thought was the car that was involved in a gunfire, something wrong. I know this is a sad story, but yes, it goes on. We got to protect our future. We got to protect our blood. We got to protect everything about our kids. We got to protect. We got to teach them the right way. We got to teach them that everything that you do, every person you meet, you can treat them with respect, and kindness, and love, until they show you different. Until they show you different. But first of all, you gotta love yourself enough to say, hey, teach your kids they gotta love themselves first. But you gotta have that open dialogue between you and your child. Gotta have that open dialogue. I will be back tonight. I don't know what I'm gonna do tonight, but I kind of feel what I'm gonna do tonight, and what I'm gonna do tonight, and it's gonna be a little fun, and hope y'all could join me. You're right, you're right. Rachel. Riders for Life, respect, respect, respect. Respect to everybody that came in here. Respect to 20 Nation. Respect to the now. Respect to State Game. Respect, respect, respect. We gotta respect each other. We gotta respect each other's places. We gotta respect our children. Our children gotta respect us. And we know our children don't respect us because we don't respect them. And they see how we act towards other people. We gotta show. We gotta set a better example for our kids. We gotta set a better example for our kids. Respect to Abundant Black TV. Respect to EJ. Respect to Davishore. Respect you new. Respect Nate the Great. Respect Shonda Williams. Respect Sky Swat. Respect Chill Will. Respect Wax AP. Respect Benjamin. Respect Black to the P. Cuba. Respect who the Jerry Spear. Respect to the 20s Princess Ellie LL. Respect to Georgia. Respect to Butterball Respect to True Hurts. Respect all around to and let's keep El Capa in our prayers that he will get better. Let's keep him in our prayers. Please, people, keep people in your prayers, especially for all this violence that's going on in the world. We got to keep people in your prayers and keep prayed up. I don't care who you pray to, your higher power, whoever you call your higher power. Let's keep everybody prayed up, because we don't know when our last time on this ball, this planet called Earth. We don't know when our last time would be. We don't know when our number going to be called. But try to enjoy life to the fullest. But yet, you enjoy life to the fullest by treating people how you would want them to treat you. Respecting people, loving people. That's what we all want. Is all respect and be loved. That's all we need is respect and love. If nobody show you respect and love, but guess what? You can show them respect and love, but at the same time, you gotta respect and love yourself. All prayers goes out to all the violence victims, domestic violence, gun violence, abuse, child abuse, uh, all kinds of violence, sexual crime. All prayers goes out. Respect King 28. Respect, because if we don't accept the fact that we are in a troubling times, and we don't watch around us, the thing that happened to that 9-year-old, the thing that happened to the 8-year-old, will continue to happen. We don't step in and try to figure out what's going on. Like I said, cultural each policy alive in a day. That's what they fail to realize. That's what they feel. That's why they didn't call the parent. The policy was they first had called the parent what they did to that to the child. This breaks my heart. It breaks my heart to see children have to suffer through what they be suffered through. It breaks my heart to see our women had to go through what they go through. It's sad, but it's suffering. We, us as men, we got to do better. Us as women, queens, y'all got to. We got to do better. As adults, we got to do better. Cause they learn from us. They learn from adults. Even at the house, even when you're at the house at home, they learn from you. When they go out in the public, they learn from adults out there too. So we got to be mindful of what we do out in public. Because children are looking, they are smart, they soak everything up. But when that situation happens like it did at that school in Massachusetts, Walpole Elementary, when that happened at that school to that 9-year-old mental health disabled child, they said that he looked bigger, he's stronger than he looked. That's bad. That's a bad way to describe children. That's a bad way to describe children. So a lot of these kids, not only dark skinned kids, Caucasian kids, Asian kids. It don't matter what kids is. They look older. They look older than they really are. You're right, King Antoine. What they see is what they do is what they do. It's just plain. We gotta protect our kids. If we don't protect our kids, who gonna protect our kids? See, like I said, cultural policy. They had the policy how to deal with that child, but they didn't deal with it because they did. If they would have deal with it, they would have called them. They would have called his parents. They would have called his parents. And the superintendent said she can't come and own it because of the parents. You can come in on it. How you feel about it? How you feel about what they did? How you feel about what your school resource officer did? How you feel about what the police did? How you feel about what they did and how they did it? It's a crying shame that you really let culture outweigh policy and you didn't follow your own damn policy. When schools don't follow their own damn policy, they worry about how it look on the school. I tell you how it look on the school. I tell you how it look on the damn school. Look a damn hot mess. Because you would have followed policy, you would be in the news. If everybody followed policy like they're supposed to, they wouldn't be in the news. They wouldn't be getting sued. But everybody don't have the same right frame of mind. Some of these people do not need to be in the position they're in. Some of these people don't need to be in the position they're in. Because they're not fit to be in the position they're in. Because they do not think about what if that was my child? What if that was me? What if that was me? What if that my child? What would happen if that was my child? What would I do? How would I react? How would I react? How would I react? Would I go crazy? Would I go and cuss the people out? Would I go cuss the cops out? Don't know. We don't know how we're going to react to a situation till we put in that position. We don't know. You know, you going to jail. You know, they might put you under the jail. They might put you under the jail. They might put you under the jail. But I tell you, these folks are sick and crazy. But I will come back later with some more news and give my opinion on it. And I had the link drop that if anybody want to come up, they got anything to say. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'll go to jail too. I'm going to jail. I'm fighting for the jailhouse. Should have did it to my child. But I will be back tonight, probably 10, 11 o'clock. All depends who's on. Yeah, that's only we're supposed to go to jail for our kids. It might be 10, 11, or 12 o'clock when I come back on. Please join me tonight. And guess what? We might have a little fun. I will be going just like the Tyler Perry in that movie in the state fair. I'm going back to jail. But join me tonight I'm gonna have a little more. Something else. I don't know what it's gonna be, but guess what? We're gonna have some fun tonight. We're gonna dance, laugh, cry, whatever. And the panel will be open just like it was today. And hey, take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones, but most of all, love yourself. If you don't love yourself, who else gonna love you like you do? Peace and love. I'm out. Okay, from there. Respect to Armando Black TV. Respect to EJ. Respect to the Sweetest Princess. LLL, Jerry Spears. Wax AP. They great. Mac Mean. Black to the Peak, Cuba. Diamond Shooter. Chill Will. Yak. Who else I'm missing? There's a whole bunch of y'all that I'm missing, but respect to everybody out there, downriver, for these nation. Hey, let's rebuild our community, and this is what we do. Peace and love to everybody.